Ladies and gentlemen, the resilient, the unshakable, the ones who have walked through the fire and emerged stronger. Let's begin by acknowledging the truth. You were wronged. You gave your heart, your time, your trust, and in return, you were betrayed. But the greatest irony, the ones who wronged you have positioned themselves as the victims. They crafted their narrative, weaving a tale of woe, hoping the world would sympathize with their manufactured pain. And yet, here you are, standing tall in the face of it all. Isn't it something? The very people who caused you the most harm seem to cry the loudest. They spin their stories, turning their betrayals into performances. They weaponize pity, twisting the knife in deeper with every plea for validation. Their goal, to drown out your voice, to rewrite the narrative, to make the world see them as the ones who were wronged. But here's the thing about lies. They don't last. For a while, their sob stories might captivate an audience. For a moment, their crocodile tears might draw the sympathy they crave. But the truth? It has a way of surfacing, no matter how deeply they try to bury it. Truth doesn't fade. It lingers like a shadow, waiting for its moment. And you know the truth better than anyone. You've lived it. You bore the sleepless nights, the tears that wouldn't stop, the doubts that crept in, whispering lies about your worth. They left you shattered, forced to rebuild yourself from the wreckage of their betrayal. They expected you to crumble. They wanted their lies to be the loudest voice in the room, to drown out your pain, to convince even you that you were at fault. But you didn't crumble. You didn't fall into their trap. Instead, you found strength in the chaos they created. You saw through their games, their masks, their manipulations. You realized their cries for sympathy weren't born of pain. They were born of fear of being exposed, fear of your strength. Because deep down, they always knew you were stronger than them. That's why they had to tear you down. They wanted to control the narrative, to make you the villain in their twisted story. But you didn't play along. You refused to shrink into the role they assigned you. And that, your refusal to play their game, is what scares them the most. Let's talk about your journey. Strength isn't something we're born with. It's something we earn. And you, through every tear, every moment of doubt, every piece of your heart you picked up and mended, you earned yours. Your pain became your teacher. It taught you resilience, self-worth, and independence. You turned their betrayal into fuel, their lies into lessons. And now, you stand here, not as a victim, but as someone transformed, someone who took their worst and turned it into your best. Now let's look at them. While you've grown, they remain stuck in their cycle of lies, manipulation, and self-pity. They cling to their fabricated stories, desperately hoping that if they repeat the lie enough times, it will become truth. But deep down, they know. They know what they did. They know they lost someone irreplaceable. You were the light in their life, and they traded it for shadows. And now, no matter how much they cry, no matter how loudly they scream for attention, they can't change the reality of their choices. Here's the difference between you and them. You've moved on. You've taken back your power. Their lies, their games, their manipulations, they don't hold you anymore. You've outgrown them, and they hate it. They wanted you to feel weak, dependent, broken, but instead you've become untouchable. While they're still trying to spin their stories, you've built something real: peace, strength, and freedom. And that freedom, it's the sweetest revenge of all. Here's the truth they can't face. They're the ones who lost. They thought they could control you, define you, make you doubt your worth. But now, they're left with nothing but their own lies, slowly unraveling around them. They can't manipulate you anymore. They can't rewrite the story, because the truth has already been written in your strength, in your resilience, in the life you've rebuilt. And no matter how hard they try, they can't escape the consequences of their actions. You don't need their apologies, their explanations, or their validation. You don't need them to admit they were wrong, because their actions have already written the story. They played the victim, but they were the villain all along. And you've risen above it all. You've found your peace, your strength, your freedom. While they remain trapped in the web of lies they spun, you're free, soaring higher than they ever thought possible. Let them cry. Let them beg for sympathy. Let them play the victim in a game that only they're still playing. It doesn't matter anymore, because you've already won, not through revenge, not through bitterness, but through growth, resilience, and the unshakable truth of who you are. So stand tall, my friends. Know your worth. Know your strength. You don't need their validation, their pity, or their attention. You are so much more than what they did to you. And that freedom, the freedom to live, to thrive, to be unbreakable, is the greatest victory of all. If you're looking for more content on self-growth, healing, and finding strength in difficult times, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. I've got a lot more empowering content coming your way, and I'd love to have you join this amazing community. Take care, and remember, you're irreplaceable. See you in the next video.